Yo, yo, what up? It's your boy. Welcome to Hip Hop Today underscore 4123. I'm your man, 410 Josh. You know, most of y'all call me Josh, but on here I'm 410 Josh. So first off, I want to thank everybody for, subscribing to the channel, and, supporting me and helping me bring this to light, because this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And now, I'm in a good space where I'm confident and, in a position where I can do this and give my full on attention and focus on it. As you all know, if you know me, I'm a real hip hop head, and, I really enjoy, hip hop. I've been a hip hop fan since I was about 6, 7 years old. Just brief background about me. I got into hip hop when I was about 6, 7 years old. One of my older cousins, shout out my cousin Fred, he let me hear "Rakim My Melody." That was the first hip hop song I ever, heard. But I was still a kid, and I was into like the, more kid, you could call it kids bop type of hip hop, Crisscross and all of that. But then when Wu-Tang dropped 36 Chambers, just completely changed my life. Like it's the reason why I take hip hop so serious, because when I heard 36 Chambers, I knew, okay, this is more than just music. This is an art form. Like you can't come in here just playing around. So, I really started to take music serious. I started, building my little music collection, tried rapping, it didn't work for me as a rapper, and I just became a real hip hop music connoisseur and historian. And here I am today. The reason why I titled it Hip Hop Today 4123, 41 being the age that I am, 23 being the year, and hip hop today. So at this age and this year with hip hop today, you getting my perspective. And I like to interact with y'all, on the live. You ask me, questions, I do my best to answer it. If I, overstep it and I miss you, just count to my head, not my heart. But, I'm excited, to start this. So this video will be going up on YouTube. So right now, YouTube got one of the requirements is that you got to have 50 subscribers to go live on YouTube, and I'm not there. I'm almost there, but I'm not there. But we will get there. So let me just start, So welcome again to Hip Hop Today 4123. This is the first episode. And let's get into some albums that just dropped. On Fridays, everybody know that's the release date for a lot of the new projects. So let's start with the first new album that was released today. One of my favorite artists, new favorite artists of the day, Westside Gunn. He got this new album. It's called "And Then You Pray for Me." So I will show you what it looked like so you can see. Okay. Sorry for the glare, but you can see "And Then You Pray for Me." So if you know Westside, he's one of the, top premier artists out of Buffalo, giving us that 90s feel mixed with 2000s and even some of the late 2000s sounds of hip hop, but his core fan came from that 90s hip hop vibe. So it's really, I've been reviewing this album all day. One of the albums, I'm getting into a couple more, but this album, I'm going to say this. If you are a Griselda fan, which I am, and you are a fan of not just, how the sound that they brought to hip hop today, but you are a fan of music today, and I think you'll like this album because it's very experimental. He gives you them vibes from Supreme Blind Tell and Fly God, mixes it with a little bit of like what like the production of like Get Rich or Die Trying, and then experiments in some R&B trap, trap type vibes. So you can get a bit of everything, but the one thing that's consistent, you still getting lyricism, you're still getting that heartfelt Griselda sound. It's a really dope project. Some of the standout tracks I would go with is Kitchen Lights, him and Stove God Cooks. God damn, I mean that beat is just so hard. It's fire. It's one of them tracks that when you hear it, you're going to be immediately drawn into it. You got House of Glory again with Stove God Cooks. That's a hard track. Chloe, which is like a kind of a sexy but ratchet R&B type track for the ladies. With Ty Dolla, it's a pretty good record. I like it a lot. My Everything with Jeezy, that's a fire track. It's a lot of dope records on this album. Baby Babylon Bliss, LL Bull Gun, Fly God 2 Times. So I would check it out. It's definitely a project. If you're a Griselda fan and you got an ear for music, even outside of Griselda, I think you'll enjoy it. The next project that dropped today is another one of my new favorite artists, straight out of Philly, OT The Real. Him and A-Rab Music dropped the album together. It's called Zombie. So you can check that album cover. Okay? This album, outside of New York, Philly is my favorite place or home for hip hop. I mean, I know, it's New York, LA, now it's Atlanta and Chicago, Miami, Memphis, but New York and Philly, being from Baltimore, we got the artists that, was in Philly that might have been local and made their way here in DC. So, we got that vibe here, and then of course from New York. But OT The Real's album Zombie with A-Rab Music, that's another fire album. You're looking for, hard beats, hard lyricism, street music, just heartfelt, deep raps, that's really, talking some real life stuff. I think you're going to enjoy the album. Standout tracks, of course, the hit single, The Crown with Benny the Butcher, one of the, probably my favorite new artist of the day out of Griselda. Just Different, she's with Conway. That's one of them tracks, again, that it's just, the beat's going to draw you in. Like, it's boom bap, but then he rhyming over a saxophone. Like, it's crazy. Like, I really like that one a lot. Bloodstains with Rome Streets, that's another banger. That's one of them street bangers. Oh, Certified Things with 38 Special. Can't forget that one. So overall, OT did, he definitely delivered with Zombie. It's a great, it's a really, really good project if you into it for the streets. Another album that dropped today. It was good. It's called Offset. Set It Off dropped the album today. Everybody know Offset been going through a lot since losing Takeoff, and rest in peace to Takeoff. So he, now back, on the scene, in the music scene, putting out a project. Actually, the album is pretty decent. I'm not going to rate it as far as like, classic or not, but for what he brings to the table, it's actually a pretty good album. I would say my favorite song on the album probably be Worth It with Don Toliver with the Busta Rhymes sample. It's actually a pretty good track. It's a pretty good album. It's not, if you are, a fan of today's music, he got, a lot of different features from Don Toliver, Future, Cardi, Chloe, and this kid, Young Nutty, and another feature, Mango Fu. But the album is pretty decent. And Lotto. Fine as Can Be is a track with Lotto. That's pretty good. I always like Lotto. I think that just her competition is so high, so sometimes she gets overlooked. But I think she's pretty good, at what she does. That's another project that dropped. I'm gonna go back a little bit because I know this is, some of the other albums I'm gonna talk about came out last week. One of the albums that dropped last week that I really enjoyed, really is a mixtape, Wiz Khalifa, Cali Sober. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been getting into Wiz a lot more lately. When I would say maybe 10 years ago, I mean, I'm an East Coast hip hop head at heart. So I'm all about bars, boom, bap, lyricism, scratching the turntables, controlling the crowd with the microphone. But Cali Sober, just real vibes, sit back, chill, you smoke weed or you get a drink. This is that album, and this is the album for me. Like, one of my favorite songs would be Priestley Business, and then you got The Payoff and Sexy Bath. So if I'm chilling, or say we let's say me and my girl, we chilling, and this is a song like if we want to roll something up too, we gonna smoke to that. But it's a really, really dope album, really dope mixtape because Wiz just, he stays in his lane. And he brings that vibe, of just, chill, relax. You ain't got to be overly tough. You ain't got to be this. Just chill. Shout out my man Mike. What's good? I talked about a couple albums, Mike. Which album was you referring to? Just hit me up, and I'll go back to it. But yeah, this Wiz album is really, really dope. Like it's a real vibe. It's chill. It's something that it's not doing too much, and it just did enough to keep you entertained. Another album, it's been the talk of the town. Everybody knows, what I'm about to say. I think Drake's new album, For All the Dogs. That dropped last week. So, all the Drake features, he got J. Cole with First Person Shooter. I think most people would think that's J. Cole's, one of his best verses and probably the standout track. This new kid, Tizo Touchdown. Not familiar with who he is, but I do like that song, Amen. 21 is on the album. Slime You Out with SZA. I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised that as a single didn't blow up because, with all the criticism that got, we know Drake for dropping monster hit records. So when you see Drake and SZA drop and it's not as big of a deal as it should be, there's something to be said. I can give a rating on this album. But I'm gonna get back to that. But there's a couple other tracks that I like. Polar Opposites, that was pretty good. 8 a.m. in Charlotte, that was fire. Outside of First Person Shooter, I think that's probably one of the best tracks. He got Chief Keef on the album, Party Next Door, Bad Bunny, Lil Yachty. So this is what you can really expect from Drake at this point. The way I'm gonna rate this album is this: on a scale from 1 to 10 for Drake, this album ranks honestly as a 6 because out of 23 tracks, I'd say a little less than half the album was good. So I would say it's a 6 because I think the Drake era is coming to an end. The Drake era is coming to an end because the last 2 or 3 projects, though anticipated, it might have, sold well as far as streaming numbers. it's nowhere near the caliber that Drake has been putting out. It's not viewed, it's nowhere near views level. It's not, nothing was the same level. It's not Take Care level. It's not even More Life level. And that was a mixtape. So to me, I think the Drake era is coming to an end, because if you listen to it as a whole, Drake's out, this project, he's trying to stay relevant, but the music is not as progressive. Now, when he did Honesty Nevermind, everybody trashed it. But that album to me was fire. That's the Drake I like. I like it when he does Honesty Nevermind. I like when he does Blim and Passion Fruit. I like that vibe when he's on the Afrobeat Controller, One Dance. I love those records. But this, to me, Drake is just trying to stay relevant to a younger crowd. And he will, be relevant, but I think his dominance is over. I don't think that this album is going to, knock out everybody else's album, from dropping, because most people, if you hear Drake is dropping, if you're an artist, you're pushing your release date back. Yeah, you're right, Keith. He does. He's using other artists to stay relevant, because, he's approaching 40. So, approaching 40 for most young artists, you're getting in dinosaur age, kind of like how they do in sports. Once you start getting into that certain age, you start to really look like, you start to be like an OG for them. But yeah, you're right. He uses other artists to, stay relevant. Who else dropped? It's a few projects that dropped. Ghostface Killah. He released the 5-year anniversary of the Lost Tapes. So this is really like a compilation of lost singles and lost songs, like B-sides that Ghostface dropped. Ghostface really needs no introduction. You know who he is. Hip hop legend, dare I say an icon, because most of y'all in hip hop today, if you didn't grow up on Slick Rick, you looked at Ghostface for your jewelry game. Everybody remembers that gold eagle when he dropped, and that Jesus piece, the Jesus plate around his neck with the diamond thorns on his head. So that just goes without saying. But yeah, some of the tracks, a couple throwbacks, Buckingham Palace with Benny, 38 Special, and King Crook, that was cold, Saigon Velour, that, we got Watch 'Em Holler, Constant Struggle, Cold Crush. It's Ghostface Killah. So it's like, if you know what to expect. You're going to get bars. You're going to get lyricism. He's going to paint a picture for you. You're going to get that soul production. That's what I love, that soul production. So it's a pretty good album. Some definitely some good projects dropped. So I would recommend y'all check them out. I'm sorry. One more. I'm gonna do a review on Gangsta Art, Gangsta Art 2, Yo Gotti's label, CMG. This actually was a really good project. I know a lot of people give them a lot of flack, especially being from Memphis. They really created their own sound, but it's a really dope tracks on there. One of the standout tracks definitely be Glorilla Pop It. It's, if you just looking for that ratchet, raunchy, young girl, music, that's it. Another track on there, Cha 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 with Big Glow and Fabio Foreign. That was pretty good. I like Fabio. I like what he brings. I think he's got the torch for the New York drill wave since we lost Pop Smoke. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. But he's got, they really, them two know how to put together a hit. You got Big Dog with Moneybag Yo and Sexy Red. That's another one of them ratchet, raunchy tracks. I'm sorry, I'm just not sold on the whole Sexy Red. I know she's the it thing right now, but it's just not for me. I'm sorry. Sorry. I just feel like there's a lot of other females out there that are young, that can spit. But to me, I more so look at Sexy Red, and a lot of people get mad when I say, but I'm going to just say this because I said this is uncut hip hop dialogue. To me, Sexy Red is like, she's like trying to make OnlyFans into a record label. Like, she took everything from her OnlyFans account, her DMs, and whatever videos she posts, and just put it all to a beat. I don't think there's any effort in what she's doing. I'm just not sold on it. Same with the other girl, what's her name, Suki Hannah. And I'm not, knocking them because they're new girls and coming out with ratchet music. I like ratchet music. I grew up on Lil' Kim. So it's not the fact that it's not because it's ratchet. It's more like it's not good. It's really not good. It's like if I took everything in my DM or my inbox and I just started spitting it over a beat, and the beat is catchy enough, I can make a hit. That's just how I feel about that. There was one more. Speaking of female rappers, there's one more female that actually I did review today. Somebody who I like as an artist. I've been following her since her first record. Out of East New York, Brooklyn, Maya the Dawn. She got a new album, Hot Commodity. Really, really fire. I mean, this girl, she's spitting hard. Like this is ratchet, it's lyrical, it's street, it's sexy, she's fire. Like, she got her biggest feature is Ty Dolla, In Your Hands. That's a hard record. She got Art Basel. That's pretty good. Into Myself, Expensive, Dusty's, Telfie. Like, those are the singles that she threw out there. But she's nice. Like, I really like her. So I would advise ladies, check her out. So. And one thing I do want to say, I saw this comment. A lot of people like to compare. Like, the question was, are females dominating hip hop today? And I wouldn't say they're dominating, but this is what I will say: all the new female artists that's coming out, whether you like the music or not, they're spitting bars. Like, they're really rapping. Like, it's the females coming out are rapping. The males coming out today are singing. Regardless of whether you like their music or not, that's irrelevant. The females coming out today are rapping. The males coming out and rap today are singing. We got to find out why. So that's how I answer that question. I don't think that they're totally dominating, because it's still men that's popular, that's still, up there. But why are the men singing and the women rapping? Now, it'd be cool if the women was still singing and the men was still rapping. But these new artists, the new ones coming out, y'all doing too much singing, and the ladies are rapping. So, fellas, you better step that up. So that's it for my reviews. So I'm gonna sit on here just a little bit just to see if anybody got any questions, anything you want to know as far as music related. I can tell you I'm gonna give y'all some of the artists that I like today. Like I said, Griselda, and everybody knows I like them. I like to give a fair balance on like who I really like. So I would say out the East Coast, I'm gonna give it to Griselda. I'm gonna give it to my young guy in Philly, Leaf Ward. You know, I'm gonna give it to who else I can give it to? I'm gonna go with home team Baltimore, YG Tech. Okay, let me see, Lynette. See how you feel about Megan Thee Stallion. All right. So hey, Lynette. So how do I feel about Megan Thee Stallion? I feel like Megan Thee Stallion is talented. I'm gonna say this: some years ago, I did make a troll post against somebody and said Megan Thee Stallion was thick, sexy trash. It was just a troll post because that person was just trolling me. I think Megan Thee Stallion is talented. She can rap. The content of her music just it's not for me, but I feel comfortable like if she was in a cipher with some rappers, like if she was in a cipher with like a let's say a J. Cole or a Nick Grant and a Wale, I feel pretty good about her rapping. I think she's pretty talented. So some guys. So I say Griselda, Leaf Ward, and YG Tech as far as the East Coast. Down south, who can I say down south that I'm really feeling? As far as the new artists, I'm gonna have to give it to the new kid that J. Cole signed, JID. I think he's really dope. I know it's probably not going to be, popular, but yes, I do like NBA YoungBoy. His name at first kind of threw me off, but getting into the music, yes, I do like him. And who else out of the South can I think of? That's pretty good. I'm gonna give it to underground artists. No, I'm gonna give it to Corday. He young kid, 25, 26 years old, out of South Carolina. Really dope. Really, he really puts a lot of effort into his lyrics. Out of the Midwest, gotta give it to my man G Herbo. I know a lot of people give him flags saying he rhyme off beat, but you can't deny the music. Like G Herbo is one of the nicest. Definitely Lil Durk. I really like what he's doing. Who else out there? Well, I mean, goes without saying, King Von. Rest in peace to him. Von was one of them people that it's a difference between being talented and gifted. When you got a talent, you usually got to work at it. And there's nothing wrong with being talented because you work at your craft and you perfect it over time. So it just comes off like a gift. Von, given all of what he had been through, came straight out and just nailed it. Like he was gifted at music. Just you listen to all his music. You listening to Von's music, you would not think like that's somebody that had only been rapping, maybe a year and a half prior to his demise. Out the West Coast, my man Mozzie, hands down, right now the best new West Coast artist. Mozzie, I mean, honestly, with all his projects. Gang Lord, Slumlord, Survivor's Remorse. I'm sorry, not Survivor's Guilt. Who else? I'm trying to think of somebody else. What other projects he got? He got so many. Just check out Mozzie's catalog. That's all I can say. Who else out the West Coast? Donald Genesis from Odd Future. He's pretty good. He's not really new, but he's pretty good. He did a couple EPs, production team, Mike and Keys. They're pretty good. But yeah, so that's really, the artists I'm listening to. So, I'm just a real hip hop head and just want to share my opinion, my reviews. Well, I'm going to tell y'all about how I'm going to do this. So I see a lot of the content creators, and if you know me, when I do things, I study the platforms in which I'm, getting into. So I'm looking at like how things work, what mistakes what mistakes I shouldn't make, and pitfalls I shouldn't fall into. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to set up a schedule. So I'm doing this about 3 times a week. So I'm going to do it on a Monday, try to do it on a Thursday. I'm going to do it a Thursday and a Friday. Mondays, I want to start off the week with like the current events and what's really going on in the culture. Really, talk to y'all, get y'all opinions on how you feel about certain things and, what's going on. And then, Thursdays is really going to be just dedicated to a throwback, so I'm going to, do a couple of throwback albums and then engage with y'all and get y'all opinions, and we can have nostalgic, memories and talk about what this album meant and what it did for you growing up. Fridays, I want to do a lot more new releases, reviews, get y'all opinion on, new artists, and, really just get people to, just engage and let's talk about hip hop, because it's something that we love. Even if you're just a casual listener, it's just, something that we all enjoy. So, that's really what I really wanted to do. So look for me Monday, Thursdays, and Friday. I'm gonna really try to stick to the 5 o'clock schedule. I know I was like 5 minutes late, but had some things to do, and then YouTube. I gotta get up to 50 subscribers. So right now I'm at 20 subscribers, y'all. So I need 30 more. I know exactly, because I said I posted. I said I got 1,791 fans. I'm sorry, 1,731 fans. So I need all of y'all to like and subscribe to my channel. So, if you really supporting me, if you really behind me, you want to see me win, just hit that subscribe button. I know everybody subscribed to the channel because I subscribe to the channel. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I will be uploading this not just to my page, but on YouTube. So you can check this out. I'm gonna keep looking for a few more minutes and see if there's any questions, anything y'all want to ask or talk about, hip hop music related. So shoot, hit away. I'm waiting for you. Sorry, y'all, I'm thirsty as hell. This is honestly one of my favorite drinks, the Clear Fruit Blackberry. Yeah. Let's see who else over here. Yeah. I got some people watching. Nobody really asking too much. I got one question. I don't know. So y'all don't want to know nothing? Y'all don't want to ask me nothing? Hip hop related? Anybody I like? Anybody I dislike? Okay. All right. Well, don't look like much going on, but it's okay. It's my first live doing this, so I'm happy to do this. Because like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I've been wanting to do this for a while, and now I'm here. So y'all can expect to see more of me. Check out. I want to shout out my admin team from Hip Hop 101. My man Rick Carpenter, Naisha, Maria, Ike, King. If y'all not members of Hip Hop 101, go on Facebook and just add yourself as a member. It's a really dope hip hop page and group. So we vibe out and find out new artists, and you can if you're a local artist, promote your stuff. If you're an up and coming artist, promote your stuff. So check out, my admin team. Cause we got a couple pages. We got Hip Hop 101. We got Hip Hop Tutorial. That's more of a throwback 80s, 90s hip hop group. So then I got the Hip Hop Today page, which is more so for the new artists, new contemporary artists of the day. So check out either one of them groups. Also, if you like, R&B, soul, jazz, check out our Soul Survivors group. You're gonna find out some amazing artists in there. So, all right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in right now. So y'all can look for me to be back on Monday at 5 o'clock with some hot topics, some hot takes about what's going on in hip hop all around. Appreciate y'all. Remember, once I upload this video to YouTube, like, share, subscribe, and comment. I will be looking for all the feedback, and let's get these numbers up because we doing it now. 1.